Hello, I'm Malcolm. This is Applecrisp. This is Inside the Pages, with my lovely buffalo friend and mascot on my head. Today I am reviewing Roadside Picnic by Boris and Arkady Strugatsky. I chose to read this book because I was a big fan of the fan-made music video series by Fairy, Parties Are for Losers. And that spun off from the video game series Stalker Shadow of Metro, which led me to the original book, Roadside Picnic. Now, getting into the real content of the book, I think Roadside Picnic is good because it explores the paranoid nature of the Russians during the 1970s. The book was written in that decade in Russia, and I think this was during a time when Russian fears of being killed by the U.S. were at an all-time high. The Cold War was really sizzling at that point. And I think that influenced the fears of a post-apocalyptic ruined future for Russia, and that must have influenced the Strugatsky brothers when they wrote this. I can't imagine what those people must have felt being so scared for their lives. The book is set, as I said, in a post-apocalyptic Russia, where nuclear holocaust has resulted in an irradiated area known as the Zone. Militant forces known as stalkers illegally set out to make a living by exploring the Zone and retrieving alien artifacts. Our main character is Redrick Red Shoe Hard, who is a veteran who has been in this business for a while. There's also his teammates, Kirill, who is a scientist working to discover how the mutants who have been created by the Zone operate, and Tender, a fresh new recruit, and fresh meat, fresh tender meat, as could be said, who has 2 daughters and a wife. And so these stalkers struggle day to day with their lives, constantly having the chips down, always looking over their shoulders and paranoid that they're going to die, and that's going to be it, and they're going to lose their life in tragedy and horror. There's never a moment when they don't have to be scared for their lives, which must have reflected the feelings of the Russians at the time. It's a really powerful book in how the mutants throughout the book, while alluded to, even when present, are never really shown. They're only alluded to. There's that lingering sense of fear. I think it actually makes them more effective in a Lovecraftian sort of way. If you show the monsters straight out, the horror is lost on you immediately. But by keeping them in the background, it leaves a lot up to the imagination. But there's enough detail that not everything is vague and cryptic. It's a great book if you're interested in post-apocalyptic sci-fi and the lessons that we can learn for the future, so we can continue to improve our society. That's another reason I chose to read it. It's really an extraordinary book. Just really human. It captured that humane grittiness and tragedy of life that sometimes can only be captured through Russian literature, like Uncle Vanya. It's a powerful, powerful book, and I highly recommend it to just about anyone who's interested in this sort of thing. This is episode 1 of Inside the Pages. I'm Malcolm. This is Applecrisp. I'll see you next week.